Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. And today we are revisiting Camille Rose Naturals Curl Maker. This is something that I used to purchase bottle after bottle after bottle of many years ago. Back in the past, my hair was in a different condition, not very great. My wash and go technique was in the dumpster. It wasn't that great. And my expectation of my wash and go, the bar was low. So I wanted to see what this would look like and how to behave on my hair in this current day. I decided to use it alone to get a feel for what it does and where I could go from there. Of course, this is the Camille Rose Curl Maker, and it has a clear look to it, like with little bubbles in it. It's very interesting, and it has the same old smell of it's like a lemon cleanser, but like not in that harsh cleansing way, if that makes sense. That's how it has always smelled. But what I don't remember is I don't remember it foaming up like this. Does Camille Rose foam up like this? I mean, I'm not mad at it because it did help me spread the amount of product that I'm pumping out of there throughout my hair very easily. Because one thing that now that it's been years since I was like a main user of this gel, one thing that I wish they would do is make a pump that's like a bigger pump, so you get like large blobs or globs of the product to come out, because it's like a little small little amount that you would maybe wash your hands with hand soap that comes out of this bottle. And then I do remember that once the product gets to be like 1/3 or 1/4 left, it stops pumping. So then you have to remove it out of the container. Let me go off of this rant or whatever. So anyways, as you can see, I'm applying the product extremely liberally because I know that it's going to be a one and done. It's the only product that I'm putting on my hair for this style. And I want it to work. I want to set it up for success. So I'm getting it really applied. And so you can't hear it because I've taken the sound off, but the hair kind of had a saturated sound. And of course, it looked very well saturated. So I'm going in here with my 3-row comb. This is the Denman 3-row comb. They're kind of funny about it. I've linked another one on my Amazon, but I don't know if they produce this comb anymore. I'll find you guys a similar one from Sally's, and I'll link that down below. But what I'm doing is I'm first clearing my ends and then moving up until I get closer to the root, and then giving the comb like a little turn. And what it's doing is it's really smoothing the product through. You guys see how smooth everything is? And now I'm just combing my hair in the opposite direction of how I originally combed it. And then the final step for my hair is to give it a little shingling, and I do a little light coil over my finger when I shingle it as well. I didn't do any of these things technique-wise back when I was a hardcore user of this gel. So we'll see if technique changes the game. Anyways, you guys can see I'm almost done at this point. I've coiled everything. I usually will go back over it. If it feels frizzy, I will give it another coil. I'm looking to see if there's any spots that maybe the clump is really big and I need to break it down. But it's kind of hard to see when I'm using the camera. Not gonna lie. Using the camera viewfinder and all of that to do my hair is always super hard, and I feel like my hair comes out better when there is no camera. Anyways, we're done. We give a little shake out here. Voila. So what you are seeing is the next day. I have been out in extreme humidity because we had a crazy storm come out of nowhere yesterday. And it's always a little extra humid on top of our normal humidity whenever we have rainy conditions. I'm happy to say that today is a sunny day. But I did go out, as I said. I had to take my cats to the vet and all of that. And I took my child to her preschool that she goes to. So I am surprised, y'all, that it is holding up like this. But now I remember some of the things that I said back in the day when I was a hardcore user of this product. I said that it had a more natural look compared to Kinky Curly, meaning that it's not super shiny. It's more of that sheen instead of a shine that you get. I feel like my hair feels very light. I'm a little nervous about the longevity of the humidity, because in the past when I used this product, the hair was beautiful for one day and one day only. So I'm interested to see how long this will go. but this bodes well. This result bodes really well as far as like me being able to branch off from here and like include this in different combos. So we are at day 3 with my hair, and it is beginning to expand a little. I am gonna do a midweek wash with my hair. This is something I would normally do anyway, regardless of whatever was happening with whatever style that I was using. But I can tell that, you know, probably by day 4, day 5, this would get to be pretty frizzy. But I can tell you guys my hair feels excellent. I mean, it is so soft. It feels really great. So like I was excited about the potential of this gel with other combo stuff before, but now I'm like extra excited because I mean, it's so great that it makes my hair feel like this. So this is day 3 of a different wash and go. For this particular wash and go, I styled my hair with the Curl Maker, but then I topped it with ENBBA Naturals Curl Embrace. You already know the program. Now I find that my hair doesn't feel like there's like been extra crunch added. However, there is, I think it did add a small amount of shine, but you have to understand that ENBBA Naturals Curl Embrace is more of a, think of it like clear top coat on your nail polish. Like it's going to provide some benefits of that to help protect your nail and stuff, but it's not going to do the heavy work that like a full-on nail polish would do. That's what this product does. So I don't feel like it added like a whole lot of extra hold or extra whatever. I do feel like, now that we're on day 3 here, I do feel like it's going to be maybe 1 to 2 more days in terms of longevity like combined to just using this product alone. But I do feel like this combo is still a lot softer than what I usually go for with my wash and go. However, I could be wrong because I got my hair done professionally and she used the Sculpt Gel top with the ENBBA Naturals. My hair was super light and felt very much like it does right now. However, my hair stayed that way all week long. Like that was a very long lasting wash and go. So, hey, I could be wrong, right? There are some things that I learned over the wash and goes that I did because I actually did 3 wash and goes. Okay. I learned something about the foaming. The foam serves 2 purposes. The first purpose is letting you know if your hair is even clean enough to do this. If you cannot get any kind of foam at all when you're applying this product, there may be too much stuff already on your hair. The second thing the foam serves to do is to let you know that you have enough product in that spot. So there were spots where I got it foaming, I got enough product, and then I continued to work that part of my hair, and then it stopped foaming because it was like distributing the product out and just like it was no longer concentrated in that area anymore. So I said, okay, cool, you have to apply it and then like don't overwork it too much. So all of this kind of affects my thoughts on like what are like next steps, where do I go from here? Because my thought is if I do a base of a foam, which is like one of my favorite types of bases to do because I do have foams in my collection that are more like moisturizing type foams, I wouldn't be able to feel the foam of the gel to know if I had applied enough. So that's where I'm like, I don't know about that. And then I wonder if like something like the Ajwa Beauty foam would be like something that would mess with the hold of this and make it not have a lot of hold anyway. That's another thing. I would say if I did go with a traditional leave-in underneath this, I would try to do maybe a more gel-like leave-in, like Kinky Curly Not Today. There is one from EVA NYC. I think it comes in like a purple container, but you know, they've changed their packaging since. And that one was kind of like a thin lotion type one that had a couple of ingredients for hold in there. So some sort of leave-in that had hold and wouldn't counteract the already more of a lightweight nature of this gel. Going on top of it, I probably could see this also paired with just a stronger gel, a gel that's actually meant to do more of the hard work instead of that nice flexible top coat that the Curl Embrace tends to be. So I do remember from the comments that someone's favorite combo was the Camille Rose topped with Wet Line. So that could be an option for you guys to try. If that is you or you have done that combo, definitely let us know about it in the comments. And in fact, any combos that you do with this gel, let us know about it. And I know people are going to mention the Curl Love Moisture Milk. Guys, I've tried it. I don't like it as a product alone, and I did like a couple of years back use it with the Curl Maker, and I doubly didn't like it with the Curl Maker. So I just don't like I just don't like that leave-in. I'm not a fan of it. I actually think it's a moisturizer actually. I'm just not a fan of it. So any other combos that you guys have tried, definitely let me know about them. What should I revisit next? What should I revisit next? We'll find out. Anyways, subscribe. I post videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.